This podcast contains adult content and adult language. In no way does this reflect the opinions of other contributors of Good Morning Gloucester or Homecast. Your discretion is advised.
She said, oh. She said, oh. She said, oh. She said, oh. She said, oh.
Good morning, Gloucester. This is Alicia Unleashed. This is episode 80, and we're titling this right now. Usually we never tell you guys a title, but I had an epiphany, and it's going to be John Jerome Behind the Music.
You're so proud of yourself.
I am.
Good. It's good.
I'm wicked proud of myself. Let's just talk about that right now, because first of all, no one's ever heard a title ever, because we don't title it until we're done.
Until Bridget's had breakfast the next day.
Until we say, Bridget, I don't have a title.
Bridget, you always say, Bridget, I don't have a title. You're always anticipating me doing it.
Sometimes I'll be like, okay, no, I'll use this fits, let's do this.
Yeah, I'll give you a title, and then when I see it post, I'm like, that's not what I sent you.
Yeah, but like, I changed it.
Yeah.
It doesn't happen often. But tonight we have our first musician on ever on Alicia Unleashed.
So-called musician, but yes.
What?
You're a musician! What are you talking
I
about?
play music.
We have John Jerome
Hey guys.
and B-side.
What up?
So, of course, we can go right into our hot plate. Not a ton to speak about. Some things, we probably can go off a little bit, but then we're gonna get right to it with John.
Yeah.
So, this past what day is this?
Wednesday.
We're on Wednesday. So this
June
past
something.
Sunday,
Nope.
right? It was this
Nope.
just
Friday.
No, they graduated on Sunday.
Oh, yeah.
We had the congratulations to the Gloucester High 2018 class, which John
Yep.
had a son.
Adam. Yep. I was
Graduated.
a puddle the whole time.
Was it a long graduation?
It was long. We had to get there early too because people are cordoning off sections of the bleachers like 3 days prior to. So I sat there for about 4 hours. And it would have been a hot day, but I was crying so much I was nice and cool.
Because it was an awesome day.
It was a nice day.
Yeah,
Yes. I heard
yeah.
last year was really hot, so it was actually a really nice day. Outside.
Yeah. So that's awesome.
And
then,
how does it make you feel since you graduated Gloucester High School 19 years ago?
Oh my goodness.
19 years ago?
I graduated in 2000, so
Wow.
18 years for me,
Wow.
19 for you.
Well, I don't know. I feel like I never grew up. And I had Talia graduate a couple weeks ago.
Yep.
And she graduated from Waring. And it was the hottest day of the year so far.
Oh, it was so
90
disgusting.
degrees.
Yeah.
It was so gross.
Underneath a tent.
Oh.
It was just crazy. So, yeah, it's really hard. It's really, obviously, we had children at the same exact time. And when's Adam's birthday?
Adam, April 4th.
And Talia's April 1st.
Oh,
so
so-
I remembered, I
It was
kind
like
of
3
remember.
days after.
Yeah.
Wow, we were young.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were
So
really
when I
young.
think of when I had kids to have, and to think that she's graduating now, and I'm like, well, I had a kid, like a year later.
I think
at
the
your
same
age.
thing. I think the exact same thing. And my son, I would say 18 is the new 12. But, I was just a different person back then.
Right.
I don't think, I could never envision, and I'm sure you couldn't either, our children having children within the next year.
No,
it's
no,
crazy.
I'm praying for 10 years, at least.
Give me 15. I'll be
right,
alright. Yeah.
right. And I'm like, so I'm taking in stages. I'm like, first I just need you to get out of college. Okay, I can't have you pregnant before you get out of college. I'm just, because it's all the stats, right? The stats usually say
Stats don't lie.
that your kids will follow kind of in your footsteps. If you're having kids at 18, sometimes, the stats will say your kids will have kids at 18.
Let's hope not. And I don't know where you were at when you were 18, but I was definitely a different person than my son is, like I said before, and I was doing different things.
Well, I think that we raised our kids much different than the way that we grew up. Adam is heavily involved with the YMCA, and he does a lot of other things, and you put him on this amazing path. So
that was something we wanted to focus on.
Right.
And you have to, I just believe in some way you have to kind of help your kids to go in the right path, because
Correct, right.
who knows where they'll go otherwise.
Right, and you did an amazing job with that. So
Wow, thank
now
you.
we just crossed the fingers, right? That for
Exactly.
both of us, because both of our kids are pretty amazing, and we've tried to steer them away from. Please don't be pregnant at 18. Please don't please don't have a kid at 18.
I pray the same thing for my children.
And I think that because of our experience, we probably were more cognizant of that.
Without a doubt.
Yeah.
And I think my goal is to have my kid be better than I am. That was
That's
all I
always
wanted. And he's already done it.
that's always the
And
goal.
he's already done it tenfold, so we're doing all right.
As long as, and I've always have said is that my children are a better version of myself.
True.
And when everyone says, "Oh my God, Talia, where'd she get that from?" She's just like you. I'm like, no, she's a better version of me, and that's all I can hope for.
That's all you can ask for.
To
Sure.
continue on. So, congrats to the Gloucester High. So we have this recycling thing going on
Yeah.
with Dunks cups.
Yeah.
So your plastic coffee cups are recyclable, just not the lid or the straw. So
Yes.
here's why would the lid not be? Because I feel like it's the
Same kind of
same
plastic, right?
same kind of plastic.
The lid it's the corrugation on the little ribs and whatnot can cause more issues in the machines apparently, and also the straws are not recyclable, and you should actually cut your straws up so that sea turtles don't get them in their noses and seagulls
Right.
and stuff. There's a lot of things coming up where there's a bunch of documentaries coming up, and I can't watch them because I'm so susceptible to things like that where I'm like, eliminate plastic from everything in my life, you know?
That'd be a good idea, though. I mean,
Yeah.
can I just say that the best way to recycle your Dunks cup is to wash it and put an alcoholic drink in it and a hot cup
and
over it.
reuse
Nobody
it.
will know that what you're drinking is an alcoholic
And
beverage.
it's
They're
seriously,
recycling right there.
Exactly.
your styrofoam coffee cup does not belong in recycling. I actually
Just make sure you throw it in the trash.
Yeah, I've actually seen so many recycling bins be rejected this week because people are putting plastic bags in there.
Which they tell you tenfold. Don't put a plastic bag in there.
and they still do it.
Man, I got a guy across the street. He always comes over and puts a plastic bag with all his recyclables in it right next to my recycling bin, and they never take it because they're not going to take a trash bag with recyclables in it.
Correct.
You can put it in my bucket if you want. You know what I mean?
Right, just
So,
take your bag and just
take it back home.
just-
You know what I mean? Take it back
recycle
home.
it and
Exactly.
use it again to do the same thing next
That's
week.
recycling, exactly.
Also, put your fucking trash out the morning of trash day.
Oh, this
These
is
fucking
really
seagulls
this is
are
really
ruthless.
this is really bad around, and we're in the Ward 2 section, so this is really bad. And I always put my trash out when I leave for work, so probably around 7 a.m.
Well, in the morning.
And there was one time that I actually came by here when the trash wasn't picked up, and still a seagull got at it and tore it up.
Yeah.
And I put it out at 7 a.m.
That happened to me last week. I put my trash out at 6:30 because that's when I leave for work. And my mom was like, the seagulls got into the trash. And I'm like, how? Because I seal it off. There was no food in there because we have another bag that goes inside there, which is my own personal gripes with our goddamn trash system.
What is your gripe?
Fucking hate it. These goddamn purple bags. I know the city makes money off of these, but
Well,
you
they
know
sure
what?
do.
The city could make money off of the roller
A lot of the cities, more or less, like Marblehead and Swampscott, everybody up there, they
Salem,
do,
Beverly.
The nice
they all-
cities, yes,
Yeah.
yes.
They all do the trash.
Oakland has 3 containers. You get recycling, you get trash, and you get compost. And they will come by with their little metal arms and bring them all up.
Right.
And when I moved back here, I was like, this is fucking savage. This is fucking caveman
This
errors.
is savage, you're right.
I'm like, what? We're supposed to be going forward, moving forward. We're fucking backwards.
And,
We're
the problem
so
with that,
backwards.
too, is, I went and bought a nice recycling bucket and a nice trash bucket, and it cost me about $200. You know what I mean? To get a couple of nice buckets like that so that your trash doesn't get torn and strewn all about. So.
Right. Yeah, I have. We have a recycling bucket, and we put the recycle
Sticker.
sticker on it, so they know. So now I have a big trash bin of recyclables because wine bottles take up a lot of space,
Yeah.
and in a week, so
Cardboard.
Without a doubt.
Cardboard, paper,
so all that stuff. All right, so we.
Can I just real quick? I've
Yeah.
never seen a rejected recycling. They reject.
They put an
recycling?
orange sticker on it and says rejected.
Really?
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah. There's actually if you drove up Taylor Street, but there's a nice TV box with styrofoam in it, and there's a big orange sticker on it.
Yeah, they're not going to recycle styrofoam. That's a
No,
pretty
but
easy one to know.
people are so convinced they will. It drives me.
It's not a recyclable.
No.
Doesn't recycle.
Right,
Yeah.
we could all be a little more responsible with our recyclables.
Yeah,
And
we
then
can be a
it
little
will-
smarter about those things.
But I will say, if you do recycle, this is a great PSA, that if you do recycle, it is less on the trash, and then you won't pay so much for the trash.
Yeah.
So make
I
sure
don't know
you
if I believe that, but yeah, I
So
got
if you recycle, well, look at all my wine bottles. I have a trash, right? A big thing of them, right? So if that would cost a lot of money to put them in purple bags,
Oh yeah, without a doubt.
right? So it's free, right? So we can do
That's a
that.
good call. Yeah.
Okay.
My only thing with the purple bags is they are the cheapest bags.
Yeah.
Well,
Yes.
actually, they're getting worse. I
They're
feel
getting
like
worse,
I
yeah.
feel like
What
they're
is
getting
going on?
worse. I feel like at first they were very sturdy and they were great, but because I'm moving and I'm doing a lot of trash, I buy little ones and big ones, and the big one I bought, it was so paper thin. I'm going, what the? This
they're
is
terrible.
definitely not, like before when they were dark purple, but the light purple can see that they're thinner. So they're starting to be a little
I had a
bit
problem the
cheesier.
other day with the cincher, like the white little ribbon.
It comes right out.
Comes
Oh,
right
rips out
out.
every
Right.
time. Yeah,
So-
I got these nice glad bags with like net, the best ones you can buy.
Yeah.
They can fit everything, and then they go into these purple bags that rip all the time. So
Yeah, exactly.
weird.
Also, invest in metal straws. They're on Amazon for $6.50.
For a packet,
Yep.
How many?
and they're reusable.
It's there's 6 of them, and they come with little pipe cleaners as well.
See, I wouldn't do that.
I would, because I go to Dunkin' Donuts a lot, and I'm like, I'm just gonna stick my metal straw in that. I'm like, no thanks.
All right, so John, at one point, so we always talk about celebrity deaths, and at one point when David Bowie passed, we did not. It's like the curse of David Bowie. We didn't speak about David Bowie. We got off the podcast and we even published him. Like,
It was so.
oh my God, David! It was legendary, and we didn't even
It was
capture
legendary.
it. So Bridget has never forgotten about it, or we've never let it down.
There's some people I'm like, meh.
No, but I mean, for the most part, like
I
literally,
mean,
when
heavy
they're-
hitters were like
Yeah,
Prince.
definitely.
when
Oh,
Prince
yeah,
died,
yeah,
you know.
That's a tough one.
definitely.
Glenn Fry from the Eagles was big for me. Crushed me.
Yeah.
Chester Bennington. I was like,
Oh
"Ugh."
yeah, and she didn't even know until I told her. 'Cause
We
I
were
didn't
we
even
went
know-
to the bar after
I-
recording, and I was like looking. I'm like, why is everyone talking about Chester? I'm like, I have tickets to that show. What the fuck?
I've never even heard of Chester Bennington.
What? The
Yeah.
lead singer of Linkin Park?
Okay, yeah, okay. I don't know his name. Yes.
Speaking of the Eagles, I'm going this summer. I'm going in July to see
Well,
the
he's
Eagles.
dead. So the Eagles are
Well-
dead.
So wait, isn't it just called Eagles and not the Eagles?
I always thought it was the Eagles, kind of like the Beatles.
Right. Okay. But like, I was listening to a music podcast, and they're like, "Hey, assholes, it's Eagles, not the Eagles." And I'm
anymore.
like,
Doesn't that sound weird? I'm going to Eagles.
yeah,
Yeah, I'm like,
Philadelphia Eagles. Like, what are you
know what I
talking
mean?
about?
And I'll tell you a story about the Eagles. I saw the Eagles in 2008, and it was at the Fleet Center with these great seats in Skybox, and my brother had a good job before the economy crashed. But they came on, and they started with Hotel California, and I just started bawling because the
Aw.
harmonies were amazing, and it was
Yeah.
so good.
Yeah.
And then they each did like their own thing because Don Henley had his own career, and
Yeah.
Joe Walsh. It was Eagles are an amazing band.
You can say the Eagles. We'll understand. I mean,
Will
whatever.
you edit it out?
Yeah, no, we don't need to.
We don't
Whatever.
need to,
Okay.
but they're
That's
playing-
our childhood. If we knew them as the Eagles, we going with the Eagles.
The
Tell us
Beatles.
otherwise.
The
And,
Beatles, the Eagles.
We'll wait
so they're
till Don
touring.
Henley
They're
says
touring this year, and they're actually touring with someone new every 2 or 3 tours.
Oh, really?
So exactly. So when they come here, I think they're Chris Stapleton,
Ooh.
and I'm going to Philadelphia
Hey,
because
get down.
they have a couple of tours with James Taylor,
Ooh.
and Peter is obsessed with James Taylor.
James Taylor's
There's-
tremendous.
Peter's
No-
also obsessed with you.
Yes, absolutely, but he couldn't be
I'm
here
obsessed
tonight.
with anybody that's obsessed
To
with
me.
And
And he couldn't be here tonight because he had to take care of some stuff for his kids. But
so will
So-
they? will they be filling in for the Glenn Frey role? Like Glenn Frey is mostly the leads on most of the songs, except for Hotel
I'm sure.
California.
I mean, who's the who did I just see? Where the lead singer died, and now they have a
Journey.
Yes. So we went and saw
Oh, well,
Journey.
they found that little guy who sounded just like Steve Perry. Yeah,
It's insane.
I know. Just close your eyes.
And this Filipino, right? He's Filipino.
Yes, he is.
And he looks so young. He's in his 50s.
Mm-hmm.
And I was just mind blown. I was like, are we freaking kidding me? He looks so young.
I played softball with some Samoans and some Filipinos, and when they told me their age, I'm like, you're fucking kidding me, right?
It's insane.
They're like, no, I'm
They age
63,
well.
and I'm like, what?
And
the
he
heck?
sounds exactly like him, and which is even
They
crazier.
found him on a karaoke show.
Yeah. So anyway, so
Jealous.
we're going to
Super
we're
jealous.
really going to really see James Taylor because James Taylor is not touring this year.
right.
And he always does these in the Berkshires every 3rd of July and 4th
Well,
of
that's
July.
one of his songs, isn't it? Berkshire's a Dreamlike on account of that frosting. Isn't that Sweet Baby James?
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, Peter would know that.
Yeah, he
because-
probably, where's Pete?
No,
Peter?
Peter, where are you? So pretty much, we're more or less doing that. He just like we're gonna be in the same stadium as James Taylor.
It's amazing.
Yeah. So he's just
And
so
are you not going to see Zach Brown Band too, right?
this
At
Saturday.
Fenway?
This Saturday
Fucking
we're going Fenway VIP.
Have you been to Fenway for a concert?
New Kids on the Block.
New Kids on the Block.
You saw NKOTB at Fenway?
Yeah, last week.
Tyler's
Or last
Oh.
year.
No, last year.
Last year.
It was Paula Abdul,
Boys to Men.
Boys to Men, opened up,
And New Kids on
and
the
then
Block.
New Kids on the Block. And so it was pouring rain,
Oh, that's
and
fine.
we were
There was a
underneath-
game delay.
Yeah, we were it was because it was lightning, so they delayed us an hour. So when Paula Abdul,
She did absolutely nothing. She did 3 songs,
but it was
but she
pouring
got
rain.
rush out of there, and I was
Yeah,
like, I'm
and
done.
she did
I'm
rush.
good.
It was in the
Did she
pouring
do
rain.
straight up?
Yes.
Yes.
Because I mean, there's never
Yes.
been a greater song.
And then
than
Boys
Just
to Men
Good.
came on, did
No,
covers.
Boys to Men did the
First one,
First.
and they did covers.
Well, just leave it. I mean,
It was they sucked.
You
Boys
weren't
to
even-
Men suck.
Oh,
Shut the fuck
They
up.
do
You
now.
oh,
weren't
I
even
They
there.
love
suck.
Boys to Men. It's so hard to say goodbye to yesterday. Is like,
But now they
oh.
started
Is
off
that,
with
is that on your set list? Because I need to know that.
How do I? Yeah, I love that song.
Pregnant.
I saw McCartney in Fenway in 2007, and it was awesome. You
And
know?
we have VIP seats, so we have he won them from his work, so we have free beer and wine.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, I'd go to Fenway for every game if there was free beer and wine.
So
I mean, that's how I broke.
So I'm excited for that. Still don't know what I'm gonna wear. And that's in the is today when today's when. Okay,
Today's
I have.
Wednesday.
I don't
You
know.
have 2 days
I never know what
to
day it
figure
is.
that out, which
Yeah.
you'll probably do at the last minute anyway.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure that out.
Yeah.
So,
Take your time.
but yeah.
It's not gonna matter. I mean, are you guys gonna be in there with other people? You gonna be having to like be schmooze and elbows with other people?
Well,
If you
four
can.
other tickets from his work. They all won.
But do you have to kiss ass and be like, you know?
no, it's
Then
not,
fuck
nothing
it.
like
Wherever
that.
you want.
Yeah, no, it's nothing like that.
Fuck that
I'll have to look
shit.
at the weather
Dude,
because I'm.
you know it's gonna be hot as balls.
But if it's gonna
It's
rain,
this Saturday, right?
Yeah,
it's
it's
gonna be
supposed-
gorgeous.
It's supposed to be fucking
It's
hot.
gonna be gorgeous, and if you can't
Okay.
make it to Zach Brown, you can always come see me at Captain Carl's.
that's right.
All right.
And now, are you doing the afternoon set?
It's 6 to 9 because
Ooh.
Captain Carlos
Oh.
is not doing bands until after Fiesta.
Oh.
Right. So
Oh.
after Fiesta, those will be 4 to 7s instead of 6 to 9. So 6 to 9, dude.
All right. Well, that's also part of our hot plate anyway. So there's
That was so we just covered it, but then
See?
at the end when we talk about other stuff and
I do
where he's
show
gonna
notes.
be,
Don't worry.
yeah, it's gonna be in the show notes.
I do
Everything, like your whole everything where you're gonna be publicly. Yep, that's for you.
That's right. We got you Belvedere.
A nice bottle of Belvedere for John. Oh, top
Let me
shelf
tell
vodka.
you, our other guests get fucking whatever wine I bring. So you
I don't
know.
do wine.
Well, then you're in luck because I got you Belvedere.
I do Belvedere. I gotta reach up for my booze, you know? Cheers,
Whatever.
girls.
Cheers.
Cheers. Okay, so we're gonna finish off our hot plate right quick, and obviously
Yeah.
this is gonna be kind of a downer more than anything, and hopefully we can just get right back up again.
Because
But
John will be our upper.
yeah,
Oh, I'll be your upper.
yeah, there's gonna be this. There's gonna be the downer for like quick sec, and then John will be the upper. So we have Anthony Bourdain and Kate Spade, which actually passed within a few days of each other.
So actually, there was a Disney star that also has offed himself. He was 20 years old.
Yeah,
I saw that.
Kind of comes in
him.
threes, and what it is it's also so they died by suicide, and the word changing of committed suicide is kind of like committing a crime and committing murder. So the new pronouns is died by suicide.
Oh, okay.
So just so just putting that out there to the mental health world. So Kate Spade died,
First.
and then Anthony Bourdain.
Yep.
And then this kid.
I forget the name, but someone had.
He was on the Goldbergs. He was on iCarly.
He was supporting, right? So
Yeah, he
when
was a supporting
I
actor.
And that was suicide? I didn't read that was suicide. That's
they
terrible.
said he was found unresponsive and unexpectedly. He was 20 years old, so either way, there's going to be something that will come out at some point.
Yeah, I immediately went to like drugs on that one when I saw that story.
Yeah, I mean, but it's also like whether or not he knew what he was doing, kind of like with Prince, where there was the accidental versus Chris Cornell, who knew what he was doing, kind of situation.
Michael Jackson.
And Michelle McNamara, who was just an accidental lethal dose of her standard prescription medications. You know.
Yeah.
Anthony Bourdain hurt me a lot.
Yeah, that was
It
surprising.
hurt a lot. It was. I think it was one of those deaths that kind of, like the Prince, like the Michael Jackson of the world.
It was a Robin Williams type one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really? Wow.
And he was on my dirty man list. So.
Can we explain the dirty man list, please?
Yeah. So I have a list of men that. If I had a chance with them, I'd let them call me whatever they wanted. I would do whatever they wanted. I would call them daddy, whatever they needed me to.
That was awesome.
Like dirty man
That
list.
is awesome.
Bourdain was up there, and I actually explained that to my ex when I was watching Bourdain one day while he was cooking. I was like, "Oh, it's Bourdain." He's like, "What about him?" I'm like, "Oh, he's on my list." He's like, "What list?" I was like, "I don't want to tell you." And he was like, "What list?" I'm like, "My dirty man list, okay? Just leave it alone."
Is it a physical list? Like, do you have an actual list? Is it on your computer?
No, it's not on my computer either. It's not on my computer. It used to be on my MySpace, but whatever.
I miss MySpace. I really do.
It might be on my Pinterest. There's a good solid chance it's on my Pinterest.
That is
So just so everyone can see it.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I miss about MySpace is just being blasted with music. The
Yes.
second you go to-
Right,
Oh my
you get
God.
to have the
your current mood and stuff.
Yes,
like
oh my
that.
God, I love
Have your
that.
background all,
Yeah.
Well, considering Facebook started with all the college kids, and now all the college kids are off because their parents are on,
it's old people book.
maybe
without a
we
doubt.
can bring it back.
I want MySpace, yes.
Yeah.
I'm done with Instagram. I'm done with Snapchat and Twitter.
You haven't
I
even
want
started the
MySpace.
Snapchat.
But I'm done. I want
But
MySpace.
Snapchat's over because Chrissy Teigen left Snapchat, so you got to go back to Instagram.
I didn't follow her anyway.
Oh, she's so fucking hilarious.
Oh, you follow people on Snapchat too? That's
Oh
how it
yeah,
works?
Yeah.
Kevin Hart.
I
think I've had enough of Kevin Hart.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's fair.
he's kind of...
After that last
He's torn
cheating,
again.
After that cheating scandal, I was like, dude.
So
Wow.
that was the thing is, how is that cheating scandal going to affect? He's touring this year.
It's not, because he called it the Irresponsible Tour. And also, by the way, his new wife was his side piece from his last marriage.
His mistress.
Yeah, she was a side piece.
I love how John tries to put a formal twist on it. Mistress.
Well, yeah, that's why you're
It's a side piece. Come on.
I'm getting ready.
Side
to
piece.
explain
Side
things.
piece. All right, we're gonna get right into it.
Yeah.
This is with John Jerome, people.
And I already
Up close
warned
and-
you that this was going to be a long episode, and I don't give a crap. Cause
Up close and personal. I know. I mean, actually, let's talk about what's our longest is like an hour and 20.
Yeah.
Yikes.
Okay.
Don't you worry. It
And it goes
so
by,
fast.
and at one point I'm like, all right, we're just like, we've got to be close. So we're just like, yeah, we're an hour and 20. I'm like, what?
Because the conversation is so good. Now, see, I'm going to edit this out, so no one's even going to hear this piece. So we just got ourselves 5 more
Oh,
seconds.
so we can say whatever we want.
Right, exactly.
So get right into it. You're considered a singer-songwriter, but what is your genre? Because
I have
we've
no
seen
genre.
you don't have one.
If you listen to my CD,
Which I
We
have.
did.
which I appreciate, share it, like it, tell your friends, bump that. But I don't have a genre. I grew up on so many different genres, and that's where all my influences are, and that's where everything came from for me: hip hop and country, and pop and rock. And I mean, if you put on my iTunes on shuffle, you wouldn't have a genre. There's so many different things that come out of it. And I think a lot of people are like that nowadays.
Yeah.
So.
But still, at the same time, when you're looking up genres, where because you are on so many platforms right now. Where are they going to find you? Where is it going to fall?
I mostly put it under pop because there is no... Yeah, I know. What would you put it under?
Country.
You would put my album under country?
No.
So you haven't listened to it?
No. Well, I listened to you live, which you do a lot more country.
Right.
Your album does have you have the rap in it. You do have a little bit of pop in it. But I wouldn't classify that album as pop either. Because nowadays when I think of pop, I think of Kiss 108. And that's not where you're at either.
I see what you're saying.
So I don't agree with that.
Pop is just popular. It's just it's a cut down version of the word popular. So that's how I look at it, because it's hard when you put your album on a bunch of different sites and they ask you what genre it is, and you go...
well, of course they're going to, because they want to classify it so people can find you.
They gave me two different levels. I put country rock. I put pop rock. Those were the two things. If I could have put hip hop, I would have.
I would have gone with pop rock.
But
rock pop.
But listen to country. If you listen to country right now, country is nothing like it was 10 years ago.
No.
Country's like pop music now. It's like totally pop music.
That's
so.
true.
With the uprising of like Luke Combs and Sam Hunt and
country guys trying to rap,
Luke Bryan
I can actually
and stuff
rap.
like that. Yes, you can.
Because I actually listen to hip hop. I don't know what these country guys listen to, but I have a lot of respect for it. But I'm more into older country. That's kind of where I come from. Randy Travis, Willie Nelson, things like that. So it was hard, really hard to find a genre for myself. I prefer you guys found it.
So I guess, are you working on another album yet?
I am.
Okay, so do you think, so this one, I'm going to get too ahead of, I think I'm going to get too ahead of myself.
Yeah, don't get too ahead.
Because I don't want to get too ahead. So let's take it back.
I've listened to your album several times.
I appreciate that. Keep listening.
Also in preparation for this episode. But I also listened to it before it released. Shocker.
I appreciate that. And remember, you can always go to sleep and put it on loop on Spotify and just turn your phone down, and I'll get so many plays, it'll be amazing.
But I feel like you do have, like, there's certain songs where I can hear Kenny Chesney in there, but I can also hear Garth.
Love Garth.
But I can also hear, like, Jason Mraz when he first started as rapping and stuff like that.
I like Tupac too. Thank you.
But I hear all of that. There are some songs.
It's one of the songs.
Yes.
We're gonna ask
We're
about.
gonna get there.
We're gonna get there. We already have questions.
Wait a minute.
We have questions about some of your songs.
Which I have a question. So, Low Profile, is that the country version of R. Kelly's Down Low?
I couldn't even tell you what R. Kelly's Download is.
What?
I don't think I've ever heard it in my life.
Oh my god!
I have heard Piss on You, which is one of his songs. Wasn't that one of his older songs? I'm kidding. That was the Dave Chappelle version of whatever he did.
Oh yeah.
Down Low was in the early 90s.
Yeah. You're gonna be like, oh shit. Yeah.
When we play it for you, you're gonna be like, yeah, I know that song.
Low Profile is about having a girlfriend that you can't trust.
Side
you know
piece?
what I mean? But you know something's going on.
Oh.
No, your girlfriend has a side piece. That's what Low Profile is all about.
Oh, yeah.
Somebody
right.
somebody you've been in.
Is it side dick?
Yeah, I'm not getting into that. I don't know.
Side dick or
a side dick?
piece?
That might be a medical issue. But I'm talking about, it's just that having a girlfriend that you know something's going on, but you want to trust that girlfriend, but you just know, and you've been with her for years, and you spent a lot of time with them. And Low Profile is one I wrote a long time ago, back when I was in a relationship like that. So I love that song.
So some of these songs that are on your album, you wrote long time ago. Like, define how long ago.
Well,
just to get some reference, because we've got some questions about some songs. We want to see how current they are.
Let's put it. Let's put it this way. I've been writing songs for almost 20 years now, and I've never released an album. Mm-hmm. So I have a reference material that goes back almost 20 years. You know,
right.
So some of those songs, I mean, the oldest song on that album probably is Marianne, which I wrote years and years and years ago.
I have a question about that one.
Well, you can ask me later. Don't jump ahead. But but some of them are current and brand new. So it was just when we recorded the album, we did like 15 songs, and I said no, that's not good enough. No, that's not good enough. So we ended up with the 10 songs that we had. Even though I wanted to have a triple CD box set release for my first album because I have so many songs that I've written,
Like, no, you can always have another, and then have another.
Self-editing is what they highly recommend in the world, is self-editing. I see that a lot on Project Runway and RuPaul's Drag Race. Self-edit! Edit yourself!
I have no idea what you're talking about.
It's fine. You're a rock star. It's fine. You may not need to know
We'll
that.
see, someday.
So when did you know you wanted to be a musician? When did you start?
It really started when I was. A funny story is when I was a kid, my parents had a guitar, and I used to run around the house naked when I was like 2, trying to be John Mellencamp. But
Hurt so good.
I love all John Mellencamp stuff. When I was a kid, like a really young kid, I was obsessed with him. I loved him. But what happened was when I was in like 7th grade, Ian Fraley and Randy Roberts.
Oh,
Yes.
shit.
Yeah, so they were kind of friends of mine. I knew Ian from class. I didn't really know Randy, and they came up. They said, "Hey, we have a bass guitar. Do you want to play bass in our band? It's called Elmo's Gourd." And I said,
Oh my god, I
said,
remember that!
absolutely, I'll try playing bass.
You're bringing this way
So yeah,
back.
this is where it all starts. So I got into their band, and Ian wrote a bunch of tremendous songs, kind of in like a punk Nirvana type way. But I realized I don't want to be a bass guitarist. So when that kind of faded away, that's when I grabbed the guitar. My father had always played guitar.
So did you ever take lessons?
Never took lessons, no.
So you're self-taught.
Nobody's self-taught. Everybody learns from other people. So I've always met people that have showed me things, or I found that, it's different nowadays, because back then, in the early 90s, you had to learn from people in books. Now you can go online and figure everything out.
Right.
But my father played, and, so then he had a crappy guitar that I learned on. I would stay up all night playing that thing. I was 13, 14 years old, skipping school, so I didn't have to wake up in the morning.
So what song did you master? What song was the first song that you mastered?
That's really hard to say. I don't know, but I do know the first song that I ever wanted to master was "Norwegian Wood" by the Beatles. That was the song. My father could play it, and I was like, "Oh, I'll
wow.
learn to play this song," and then I did, and I kept going.
So, I know this is not on the list of
Then
part
we
of the
can't ask
conversation. No, we can. So we just saw you at the Beauport Hotel, and
Beautiful place.
you did a little thing for me for your social media, where you recorded yourself with foot pedals playing the bass. And then you had, I don't know what it's called, but it's a little box.
A little drum machine.
Drum machine.
Yeah.
And you did that. And then you recorded your own background before you actually played the song. How did you learn to do that kind of thing? Because I've only seen one other artist do it.
Ed Sheeran.
Yes.
Everybody talks about that, yeah. I knew, I've always had good rhythm. I don't mean to brag like that or anything, but I should have been a drummer. That's how it should have been. My uncle was a drummer. My other uncle was a drummer. He's actually in my band. And so I got a loop pedal. This was years ago. But before that, actually, I don't mean to keep flapping, but I got a little drum machine. And with the drum machine, you're supposed to program it and make all these little things so that you have drums. But all I did was learn to do it with my fingers. You know what I mean? I learned to play the drums with my fingers. So years later, after I got the loop pedal and I learned to
No,
loop things, and it's tough because if you mess it up live, which I never do,
never.
you got to stop and you got to redo it. But so then I found this old drum machine. I was like, I can start making drum beats with it. So when I go out, I'll loop the bass, I'll loop that, and then it kind of gives you that I've got a band feel.
I think it's fucking impressive because we listened to the guys standing behind us that were probably pretty sauce. They're like, look, he's doing that shit on his own. Look at that.
Yeah, some people say that some people don't pay attention, so they think I just brought a recording and I just got it. And, that can
but people are they're so into. They're so into you. I don't know if that's I don't mean to sound in a creepy way.
It can be creepy when people get really close.
But you really bring the crowd, and they're really interested. And then so you bring them in, and then when you do those things on the drum machine, then they notice. And then they're like, oh my God, do you see this? This is so great. This is so cool. Like, oh my God. And you bring them even more. But no, I know it's really weird. I mean, would you probably call me stalker or groupie?
We've called you a lot of things. I called the police.
If there are people, I'm assuming people in his band, if they're like, Jesus, this woman is there every show.
Yeah,
what's up with her? Like,
she's not the only one.
You know, because I feel like your mom came up to us just like, oh, do you know him? And I'm like, yeah. I do.
Yeah, we were having this conversation
grew up
with you.
together.
Yeah, my
we
mom's
certainly,
a good time.
you know. But she's like, do I know you? And I'm like, yes, you do. My mom is a patient of yours once a year.
Oh my God.
And she's like, oh yeah, okay. She's like,
that's Linda.
Yeah, I
Linda's
love Linda.
alright.
But it's like, it's funny because she's like, oh, do you guys know him? I'm like, no, we just randomly showed up and started talking to him on a first name basis. It's
that
fine.
that actually happens quite a bit.
But the fact that I was also I was like, I was that person. I was like, no, you need to start over. And I'm like, oh shit. People are gonna be like, who is this bitch?
You did say that too. That's too funny.
I
You
did.
did, yeah.
And then I also
like,
yelled
and
at-
I'm on stage like, who is this bitch?
Yeah,
You know what I
exactly.
mean?
But I'm pretty confident up until today. I didn't think you really knew my name, so that's fine. Because when we would always walk in, you just do that head nod thing, like, hey.
Oh, I do that to everybody I know.
But I even told her, I'm like, I guarantee until I started asking him and friend requested him on Facebook, he didn't actually know my name.
Well, I didn't know her name, actually. I'm only kidding. Of course
They go back to like 4th grade. And you're sitting
yeah,
there
we were in school together.
You guys
for
had
years and
kids
years.
together.
Did we?
I think we missed that part.
Not that
Yeah, I have no idea. How much do I owe you?
part. Let's change the context on that. Sorry, my bad.
But yeah, you know, I love playing the Beauport Hotel. It's a great place to play, and there's a lot of people that show up there. So,
Right.
moving on. From
Yeah.
that, you know,
So your album just dropped.
drop the shit out of it all over digital platforms.
And what's it called?
It's called John Jerome.
And why'd you name it that?
Well, I thought about a lot of names. It's kind of like, you know, with my band. I had all these amazing band names, and my band became the John Jerome Band because that's what the guys wanted. I know.
Right.
But the album, I wanted to name it one of the songs. I had so many things, but I felt like my first album, like which happens with a lot of artists, should be my, self-titled John Jerome.
So how long did it take to put together? Because you just said that they're songs from, over the 20 years. So
Right.
I know that they're songs that you wrote, but how long did it take you to compile these actual songs? And
Well, how old am I? 36? I'll be 36 years.
You'll be 37 on Fiesta Friday.
so you always knew.
Yeah, Fiesta Saturday, yes.
Oh, Fiesta Saturday. All
So
right.
you always knew you wanted to.
I wanted to make an album. I just didn't have the money to do it, and I didn't have the means to. Which blows me because I see a lot of young kids, great artists in town. They release albums. I don't know how they come up with the. I was raising a kid as well. I never had the money to do it, but I found it eventually. In production, about 3 years we've been working on this album.
Oh, wow.
Oh wow.
Yeah, and it was a learning experience. It was something I'd never done before. But, I've done a lot of recording myself on computers and stuff. Macs, by the way.
Don't be hating on my PC. It's
No, I have
been
my
doing
own
us
PC.
wonders.
I have my
okay?
own PC. But it was a learning experience to allow somebody else to take control of, how things are done. Even though I was the producer and I produced and I told guys what to do, but we brought different guys in.
Right.
Guys I never met in my life, laid strings down on some songs, just kind of, it was tough. It was an experience, but I'm very proud of what came out of it.
So if you had that many years of writing songs, how did you pick the 10 that you have on this album? How did that come to fruition?
Well, I don't know. I really don't.
Is it that your top 10 that you've ever wrote and loved, and
No,
you're like,
it
okay,
wasn't.
this is what I'm going to start with?
It was it was a couple that I had always wanted to put down. And like I said, there was 15 that we recorded, and 5 I said they're not good enough. But there was new ones that we just written. I was all about them, and I wanted to put them down. There was old ones that I'd always kind of loved, and my dad said, "Oh, I love that song, Cloudy Day. That's my favorite song." So I was definitely
That
gonna
one's
put down
stuck in my
Cloudy
head
Day
a
for my
lot.
father.
Yeah.
That one is stuck in my head. I actually wrote an Amazon review today, and it was like,
review the hell out of that. Please, I love it. Write a blog post about it.
I got bad English. I went to high school.
Of course you did.
But I wrote an Amazon one today, and I was like, these are the top, my 3 favorites, but Cloudy Day is like going to be stuck in your head. Just anticipate that. Because
That's what I like.
Even today, where it's like, oh, there it is, Cloudy Day. Oh,
That's
terrible.
Cloudy Day.
Terrible.
And I got to give a shout out to my brother Johnny, who I wrote that with. We were just sitting there one day. It was shitty outside, and we were just writing a song, and that came out. He's not going to get any money out of it if it makes anything, but thank you, Johnny. I love you.
So how long does it take you in the songwriting process?
Well, it's so weird because I go through phases, and I always have.
Okay.
There'll be 2 months where I write 5 or 6 songs, and I love them all, and they're great. And then right now, I haven't written a song in 2 months, But 2 months ago, I was writing songs like crazy.
Right, so it kind of makes up for it.
But, well, yeah, in a way. But I'm not the person who's going to write a song just to write a song. And
Right, it's got to be an inspiration.
It's got to be an inspiration. It's got to be something I think I would want to listen to. I always thought that's how I've always written songs.
Right.
So I don't write songs for the sake of writing songs. If it's 6 months and I write a song, it's just the way it is. I'll try.
Right.
But I won't force anything. I never will.
So, are your songs about anyone or anything in particular?
Some of
like
them are, some
for
of them
Marianne, like I love that song and I listen to it. Is that
appreciate
about anybody in particular?
Well, real quick before, as a sidebar,
Do I need to edit this out? Do I need a minute mark?
what I love about having, it's only been a week. I released that album a week ago, but I've gotten so much feedback about it, and everybody likes a different song. Everybody
course,
thinks
yeah.
this song is great, and I like
because
this
you have
song.
different genres.
Maybe that's why, I don't know, but to me it's like, oh, so okay.
There
does
is
it
something
suck?
for everybody in
Yeah,
there.
does it suck? I
Yeah.
did. I put that down as something for everybody.
Yeah.
But anyway, Marianne was kind of a look at a buddy of mine's relationship, but no names. Marianne was nobody. It wasn't a person in the relationship, but it was kind of me looking at that relationship
Okay.
and kind of writing a song about it. And I'll never
Okay.
tell who.
Right.
Now, do you feel slighted by that, like knowing that it was just him observing somebody else
Yeah, I was
versus
like, is it about anybody? Like, no, but I mean, I totally understand because that's great.
Behind
that
the
you're
curtain. This is
right.
behind
this
the music.
This is behind the music.
Right, well,
It's that
every
you're
song
looking-
is not a personal, introspective.
Well, some people write about personal stuff,
And I do
only.
too. And I do too.
Yeah,
But not all songs.
But yours.
Some
also.
songs are just an inspiration from something. Some songs are completely about that one subject. So, I mean, it all depends on what song you ask about.
So how long was the shortest songwriting process for you? So, for example, Sia wrote Diamonds in 15 minutes. She got a hook in her head and wrote a song within 15
happens
minutes.
all the time, but it doesn't always happen like that.
No.
Sometimes
But does it happen to you where you're driving and you're like, oh.
I always write things down now.
Fair enough.
Like I have a song that'll be on the next album called "I'm on My Way to Somewhere," which I was at Captain Carlos setting up years ago, and it just kind of the melody popped into my head, so I grabbed my phone, I recorded the melody, and then I went home and I found chords to it. And I wrote a song around it, but that's not how it always happens.
So you actually performed last Fiesta because I had friends from California that we went and specifically saw you.
Katrina's?
Yeah, Katrina's.
Yes.
Oh, well, that was a shit show. Blast.
But it was amazing. I mean, one of my friends may not ever come back, but then again, Katrina's is no longer existing.
Yeah, so she can come back now.
Yeah,
It's
she
all
can
good.
come back now. And dude won't be creepy. I can't guarantee that
What,
everyone will be
dude?
creepy.
There was some creepy dudes there.
Oh, there were some hella creepy dudes. Oh, so bad. Like one friend, she's like, I'm going to drop some bows. I'm like, I'm not getting arrested.
I don't even know what that means.
Elbows. Like,
Oh,
she
okay,
was about
some
to clock
bows.
somebody in the face.
Bows. I got you.
Yeah. They some hood rats from California. They ain't fucking around.
I know a lot of hood rats from around here, so
Yeah,
they're
but I
all
mean,
important, you know?
that's what we do. But you had written a song. You were saying something about how much you loved Gloucester and this, that, and whatnot. And you sang a specific song for Gloucester. Was that song?
I think it was
No.
Sunday Morning Sunrise. Wasn't it?
No, I hadn't even
No?
written that at that point. The song I wrote for Gloucester, I believe, is called My Island. I wrote that years ago with my father.
Okay.
It's a song I wrote called My Island that didn't make the album though because it just wasn't because it wasn't about the song, it was about how I felt about the recording. I am so meticulous about what I think is good enough to be on. That's just why it took me so long to release what I released.
So if you love that song, are you going to tweak it in any way and record it different in any way to be able to get it on the second album?
I'm going to try to. You know, the weird thing is, like, that's a song that I wrote with my dad when I was like 22. So going back, you know, sometimes your voice doesn't work like it did when you were 22, and it's a little different. You get in the studio, and the day's just not right for that song, and you just never come back to it. I don't know, it's hard to explain, but when that song is released, it has to be right. It has to be done right. I'll have to have my dad come in and put some harmonica on it, because that's how it was written in the first place.
Was your dad do the harmonica on this album?
No, my dad did not do the harmonica.
I was just about to say,
because I was like, because I hear the harmonica, I'm like,
I know. I was like, but
a good friend of mine did the harmonica.
Okay, so I was like, I don't remember him ever playing the harmonica. So
no, I don't do the harp. I think it's gross.
The mouth harp.
it's a lot of spit.
Right, but
stop! I can't think about it. We're not talking about it.
He's a good player. His name's Dickie Hopper.
He performed with you.
Exactly. His real name is Richie Balzerini, but we call him Dickie Hopper. That's his stage name, and he performed on the song "Begging for Your Kisses." So
I love that song.
Wow, I appreciate that. You're the first person to tell me to love that song.
Technically, I mentioned it earlier about the whole Kenny Chesney thing, but
I love Kenny Chesney.
Just saying.
And I said that when you said that earlier too. But yeah, he was. You know, there was a lot of people who were just kind enough to come in and put some stuff down. Marianne, this older guy, Bob Metzger, played the pedal steel guitar on it. And he's a guy I know who'll be playing with me on Fiesta Friday.
Awesome.
And he'll be with me July 12th. He's amazing. One of the best musicians I've ever met. He toured with Leonard Cohen for years.
Oh, wow.
Yes, exactly. And he's got stories for days. I'm just not listening. And Zach Gorell came in and put down some saxophone for me. And I had a guy named Ian Kennedy who I've had the strings out for the song Breath. So a lot of people helped me on this.
Breath is my favorite.
Breath is one of my favorites as well.
Yeah, that one. So I listened to your interview with another show.
Great people.
Great show. But like I heard that one and I was like, must find on the internet. And I messaged you and I was like, when is your album dropping? It's not on Spotify. You lied, you know.
I did lie. I'm known for that. Ask Carrie. But it took a while. I had no idea what I was doing when I was putting the album out, and I had to go through a thing called CD Baby to get it on all digital platforms, and I'm still confused about it. I don't understand.
So on the album, you have a song called "Oh."
Oh.
And just like that, it's not very enthusiastic. So wondering where that came from and why the song, when you say "Oh," is not as enthusiastic as what you would normally hear.
Because he's a man.
So can you elaborate on that song?
Well, that song is just a slam and funk song that I came up with one day when I was sitting in my room, sitting there playing with my loop pedal and kind of coming up with the riff, and then it kind of turned into. It really sounds a lot like Young MC. It's got that feel about it. That's how it started. Let's take a look from your perspective. But then it kind of goes a different direction in a way. It really has no meaning. It's just about, you know what I mean? Me being a dirty-minded freak.
However,
talk to me.
I mean, when I heard the song, I was like, is that what he hears when, like, a woman... No. Because it's kind of like with Guns N' Roses when they had the I think it was Slash's girlfriend that Axl was fucking at the time, like come in or like pretty much.
Yes, it was actually my guitarist's girlfriend. I was banging her and I thought, I read a song
about it, but But I was just like, when I listened to it, I'm like, is this an experience he had at some point where she was just like, oh.
Well, the funny thing is, it's not meant to be like that. There's a lot of stuff that we were going to do with that song. It was going to go, she said, we're going to get this really climaxing girl in it and do this whole Eminem thing with background sounds. But I thought it might be too much. You know what I mean?
Okay. Yeah, that's fair.
Maybe I am a little lackluster in my approach to the O thing. I don't know how.
Because you don't have to do that. You guys just go,
and this is why.
So I should have named the song Okay, she said,
Well, no, we don't usually say I mean, unless
No, you guys say
I'm not
oh.
gonna say it and scare you with some of my other
Can
words.
you just tell me how you say "oh" so I can know?
Oh, you want me to do it when Harry met Sally thing? All right.
Oh, you know what? That's pretty funny that you said that.
You mean like oh? Oh.
I like it, yes. So, and that's what we were going to do. We were going to do that
Oh my god.
after every O, but it seemed like it might be
That
a
would have
little
been.
too
That
much.
would have been a
would've
little
been.
weird.
Little
Yeah,
tacky,
you're
yeah.
right.
Fair.
Now,
All right.
this is why it's called Behind the Music.
And this is why we're asking all these in-depth questions.
That's right, because we need to find out
But
what
that
is
one
behind
was
this.
kind of like, it wasn't bugging me, but I'm like, I'm going to ask him about that.
Oh, you ask me
because
anything you
it's,
want.
Well, and that's why I asked you, is there any question that, or anything that's off topic, like you don't want to discuss, so that's why I asked.
There's
Because
really
we are
nothing.
called Alicia Unleashed. There's a reason why she's
Which is
called...
so weird. Like, something about that name, like Alicia Unleashed. Like, it just...
Unleashed.
Yeah.
Have you
No.
ever seen her go off the rails? Oh man, she will rip into
No, I don't want to see her go off the rails. No,
But she
God,
says she's
no.
Like he knows me enough to not
Yeah.
want to
Yeah,
see
no,
me to
I
go
don't
off
see that,
the
man.
rails.
But she says she's sweet as pie. I'm like,
I am
fucking...
sweeter than peaches and cream.
No,
You
you're
are.
not. You're sweeter than fucking limes, man.
I am incredibly sweet.
Listen,
Yeah,
there was
she
a
is
reason
sweet.
why I was scared of you for 16 years, okay?
You were terrified of her?
I was terrified of her. When she started dating her ex-husband, and I was like, and I found, so I worked with him at the Y, and he's like, oh yeah, my girlfriend Alicia. I'm like, wait, Alicia Cox? He's like, yeah. I'm like, oh my god, I can't make eye contact with you
Did you
ever
run
again.
off?
I did. Every time she'd come in, I'm like, I did not look at your boyfriend. I'm
Oh,
so
really?
sorry.
Like, I remember Alicia being, like, the sweetest person. We went to
Because
school
you're a
together. I
dude.
loved her. I thought
You're
she was
a
awesome.
dude. That's completely different.
I am a dude.
You
That's,
are a
we
dude.
confirmed that. Thank you. I appreciate that.
Completely different.
That is correct.
You gonna do some escape beats? Will you do
Okay, okay.
Will that be on your set list for covers?
I just feel like I'm in, like, Mrs. Grace's class in 6th grade now, just singing that.
So what's it like playing in Gloucester where you grew up?
Oh, it sucks. No, it doesn't suck. I'm sorry. It's awesome, but it definitely is, not ideal because people don't see you as John Jerome, the musician. They see you as John Jerome, kid who grew up in the park. I went to school with that kid. You know what I mean? It's not like I went to San Diego and played some music, and it was like I was just a guy who played music.
So where did you play in San Diego?
A place called Good Bar in La Jolla.
Yeah.
And you have that shirt on tonight.
I rock this shirt all the time. I love this shirt.
You mean La Jolla?
I didn't half the names out there. I had no idea what the hell how to pronounce any of them. El Cajon, El Cajon.
El Cajon.
Yeah, exactly. But
That's the best fucking taqueria in the fucking state, man.
you know what's so funny about that? There's one on every corner.
Listen.
There's a smoke shop, a liquor store, and a taco place
No.
everywhere you go.
There
It's
is also
amazing.
a pho restaurant too, so you
Is that how you say that?
pho. Yeah.
PHO. Fuck.
Oh, everybody's
Who
all
else,
the
why else wouldn't you know that?
avocado.
FA.
Oh,
Oh, yes. When did I first see you? I mean, it's been a couple of years now. I mean, but I grew up with you probably in a different light than what you just said. Probably
Right.
everybody else. Like, I remember you coming to my house when we were in middle school because our parents had known each other at one point.
I totally don't remember that, but that's awesome.
No, but
Some people remember so many different
I
things.
know.
and-
Well, I remember.
I never remember
I
any of
remember
it.
like. Well, you don't remember anything, and you self-admit that, right?
Right, oh, that's
you self-admit that you don't. You really don't remember the people that you've met or the experiences that you've had.
No offense to the people I've met because I love you all. Okay, and I remember.
But-
okay, I remember
But you
that.
didn't remember that we worked together at summer camp either.
I don't know. I don't even know
Right.
who people are. Like right now, I'm having a moment. I'm freaking out. What am I doing here?
But but I'm one of those weird people that remember
Yep.
everything. Okay, so and
It's an associative memory.
right, and so I didn't go. I went to Fuller in 4th grade, and we were together. In elementary school, and then going
Fuller.
on to, middle school and whatever. Although, yes, you're right. I did not remember you fully in high school. Now I know why.
I was
But
pursuing my music career.
there, there we go.
But it's like I also grew up with him in the park. But he don't remember that.
No, I don't remember that. I've seen all. I
But I
blocked
remember-
a lot of that out too, though. You know what I mean?
That's fair. I did
It's
too.
gone. It's not there anymore. I'm done.
Right, and that's it.
Old school park, though. Give me some
Yep.
daps on that. Bomb. I like that.
Yeah.
So you are currently you're not just in Gloucester, you're everywhere now, and the weird now this is the point. Am I a stalker or am I a groupie? You don't.
Are you going to get your ass kicked by somebody else?
Yeah.
Like,
Oh, God, no, never.
we've talked to you about this. You don't always put where you are publicly because you don't think that people are, like, for instance, you were in Salisbury or Byfield, or you were in one of the country clubs.
Oh, Newbury.
You were in Newbury.
Which is open to the public, and I'll be
And
there
open to
Friday.
the public, and it was you're going to be there this Friday?
I'll be there Friday night.
And
Old
you're
Newbury.
exactly.
Oh, you were
didn't
there.
fucking say
You
anything.
came. You were the only person I ever knew that came
Oh my
there.
god, dude! So here's the thing with you. That drives me fucking crazy.
I know. I'm sorry. That's why Bridget's gonna be my
You-
social media liaison.
Yes, because it drives me nuts. Because
Oh, how
I
French.
did not know that you were going to be in Newbury. Someone had said, "Where are you playing?" Because you, for some reason, don't like to self-promote.
Well, that's not what it is. I have
What
no
is
confidence.
it?
That's what it is. You know what I mean?
You're
I
a
know
rock star.
you'd never know that by looking at me. But most rock stars have no confidence. They have publicists
That's
and
true.
managers and people who take care of all that for
There
them.
is there's a band that I also follow that the lead singer wears sunglasses because he has severe anxiety.
Or it's like
Oh,
Sia.
I do too.
Sia wears the wigs down to here because she has anxiety and she doesn't want anyone to see her and she doesn't want to see the audience.
Yeah, well,
It's the
so
same thing.
okay. You want to talk about something that's really awkward looking people in the eye when you're singing? Oh,
No.
creepiest thing in the world.
Dude, that's creepy.
And it wouldn't be bad if I was in a stadium, but I'm here and there are people sitting right in front of me.
I'm still trying to get used to the whole look at my eyes in bed. I mean, that's still creepy to me. I mean,
What are you talking about?
but no, because when you look into somebody's
She
eyes,
did it. She said it.
because when you look at somebody's eyes,
That's why she just goes, oh.
or
Yeah, really like nonchalant, like, oh, that's what it is. Oh,
no, but when you look at someone's eyes, it's personal, and looking at the audience or looking at someone in the audience, that's personal.
Yeah.
And that can take you to another level.
And it can
of
also trigger someone that could be a stalker.
yeah, it's
as well.
right to rush the stage. But the thing is, once you start doing that, you start thinking about looking in that person's eyes. You start forgetting what the hell you're playing. You know what I mean?
All right.
Right.
So-
we
So-
don't know. We're not.
I drift all the time when I'm playing. I drift.
right.
So
just keep the
I gotta
eyes
make sure
down.
I'm focused on what I'm doing.
You're
I'm
just
actually-
rotating, just
Right.
looking at something on the wall.
I will
and
look
like,
over your
go-
head the whole time. I will
That's
not
fair.
look at you.
That's
All right.
perfect.
All right.
Perfect.
Good deal.
That's like when you're in acting.
Yeah.
You have to not look at the audience. You have to look above the audience
Oh, yeah.
because
That's
you
what
don't
I
like
do
to-
in bed. Oh wait.
Oh, Jesus. I sleep in bed. I don't know. Maybe that's just me.
So bringing it back.
Full circle.
So, like, for instance, someone had asked, where are you going to play? And all of a sudden you decided to tell the world where you're going to be for the next 3 times. And you happen to be in Newbury the same exact night. And only night I was in Amesbury because Tyler had a game in Seabrook the next. I mean, the whole thing was just
Oh, that's so weird.
wild.
Oh, that's
and
why
weird,
you were there that
and that's
night.
why I was there.
Okay, that's
Because
why I got the whole stalker
I
vibe
had-
from you. It was like, I didn't tell anybody about this. How the hell did she know?
Because someone had asked you where you were going to be, and you just gave
So
up.
where
Like
was
this
that
is
that somebody asked me?
on your Facebook,
Oh, okay.
and you just gave up where you were going to be for the next 3 times. But you didn't think it was a big deal because you were playing Newbury, and you didn't think anyone was going to go there.
Yeah, I don't have a great traveling crowd. If I did, I'd be in New York City.
Well,
Now, do
you
know
don't
that
know
for
that.
a fact?
I was going to say you don't know
No, I
that
assume that.
No, you can't assume that.
because
I
look
know.
where we ended up. Because you had
At your
said
house doing
I'm
a podcast. I get it, yeah. So that's all.
But also, you posted the other day that your album dropped, and you had like 184 comments on that post.
Oh, that was hot. I had 51 shares on that. That was incredible to me.
That's viral. That's
Wow.
official.
That's amazing.
You officially went viral.
So
Thank you, everybody. I love you so much.
So the thing is, if you post that you're going to be places, you're going to be surprised. You're going to start seeing certain people that
Right.
You know what's weird? I get all like, oh, gee, I can't post now, so I never get as many likes on this post as I did on the last post. Like, I totally just freak myself
you
out
can't
about
do
things.
that.
Oh, listen, our
This
Facebook
is why
page, our Facebook page, I posted our fucking yearbook photos last week.
God.
And they friggin' were the most engaged post we've done. We've had friggin' Zumba instructors and fucking DJs.
Yeah, but
and
yearbook photos are amazing.
Yeah.
I still look the same, just saying. Minus the bangs, I haven't changed.
Oh, I love bangs. No, bangs are coming back in, I'm telling you.
Oh, good
I
lord.
ain't doing
No,
no bangs.
never,
no,
ever again.
No
Ever.
bangs.
I gotta take a look at those pictures. I'm sorry, I gotta see them. I should have done some research before I came
You
here.
don't need to do any research, don't you worry.
So moral of the story is you have to post, and maybe your new social media manager, obviously, I know she'll do this, and have to post everywhere you are. And tomorrow,
And I will. Tomorrow when I get up, after I go to work, get my real job.
we said we were going to roll it out to social media. What burning questions do you have? You're looking at me like,
Now I'm
oh
getting
my
red
God,
faced, feeling awkward.
I don't
what are the
know
questions?
this. What are the questions that you would like to ask John?
A musician in
Yeah,
John.
you're a musician. So, the very first, and
It was a private message. They slid into the DM.
Oh, this is so awkward. Just shout it out.
This was a private message, so this was not on the public
but
page.
also, I mean, this is kind of like the number one of any musician. So, who in your band is single?
My bassist is single. Will Kidder. And
Will is he
Is he
single?
Is he the young
27,
one?
and he had a kid when he was 18 too, so she's like 9 years old now.
Will?
He's a professor at like New York University
Will?
Albany. He's going to be a doctor in psychology,
up.
and philosophy. Excuse me. By next year, boom.
Philosophy or
Stop
psychology?
it.
Philosophy, different
Oh.
story. Philosophy.
Damn.
Yeah, not psychology. You don't have nothing to do with those people.
He's only 27. He's a
20
young,
He might be 28 now, but yeah.
and he's the
He's a
young
young
kid
piece of
that's
meat.
so quiet when you're at Captain Carlos, just doing the
I
Tremendous.
feel like
thing.
when you call him out too, and you're like, "Oh, this is my boy Will," and he just turns
Yeah,
all
he
cool.
does.
Yeah, if
I
you're looking
know.
for a hunk of meat, that right there is
Stop
prime rib.
it.
I'm telling you right now. Yes.
Really?
That kid.
Wow.
The professor, as we call
Why
him. The professor. Yeah. That's
Why is he single? I mean, why is he single? He sounds
Questions
like
I ask myself every morning.
Yeah, exactly.
sounds like he has a lot going for him.
Don't spit out your Belvedere. That was
Really?
$18, damn it.
I know. They go
That shit was
57 cents.
expensive. There was no
57
nits.
cents. Every like little particle is spit. Yeah, he's single. He's the only one. My drummer's married. My guitarist is married. I'm pretty much married.
Are you gonna be married?
No.
No. Okay.
I don't know. No.
No.
I don't know. I don't think so.
I don't know. No. I don't know.
My parents
No.
really put a damper on that. I was like, yeah, maybe I don't want to do this. You know what I mean? So,
Right.
I don't know. Maybe someday. I'm not ready for it. I feel like right now I'm just starting to live. You know, I'm just starting to be who I
So
want
are
to
you
be.
equating marriage with not living?
I guess so. Yeah, I guess so. You know, I didn't really mean to do that, but yeah, in a way I am. And it's not like that. I get that. It's not like that, but
So, but anyway.
back to marriage.
I'm not a threat.
Everything is always equated to like, well, you know, they do everything together and they do.
No, that's not what it's about. And,
That's
and
not what I'm about.
I beat the norm when I was married, and I beat the norm now when I'm divorced, and that for both sides.
But being married and getting divorced is the norm.
Well, the reason why we divorced is, I mean, our norm was we got, I had a kid when I was 18.
Right.
And I stayed with him. I got married when I was 22 to him.
Right.
Our norm was when you get married early to the same person, sometimes you don't grow together.
No, you grow in different directions. That
Right.
happens a lot.
So that was probably, our main reason. But the whole time we were married, we did not act, like we had our separate lives.
Like everybody
We didn't do what you just said.
Right.
We beat that norm. We didn't do that. And then, many people argue, well, then maybe that's why you didn't stay married.
Well, I disagree.
Right? But anyway, there's that, but anyway, so.
But I like your new man anyway. He's great.
He's
He's awesome.
Peter
And
and
trust
Chris.
me,
Peter and Chris are close.
That's right. Oh, are they really?
Yeah.
That's
They
so
met
awkward.
because it's not because there was a lot of qualities in Chris that I carried with me when I was dating. And I dated for a good
Oh yeah, see,
I did-
I'm all set. I never dated. I don't want to have awkward new
It's-
relationships and
it's
conversations
horrible.
with people.
Dating's horrible.
This is
Appreciate
bad
it.
enough.
Dating's horrible.
Dating is horrible.
Yeah, I'm well aware. That's
Yeah.
why I fucking drink.
Yeah. So, I mean, after like...
B, you're too funny.
Yeah. So
Kill
it's
me.
like, so I'm here I am. But there was a lot of... But I could find good qualities in what I did want. And Chris is a good dude. I would never... I mean, he's a good dude and he's a great father. I would never knock him. And Peter is amazing. And there's a lot of similarities. And they obviously have met each other many times. And Chris and I still run in the same circles. We still have our same friends. Why? Because none of our friends said, I'm going to pick sides.
And they never should, yeah. Without
And
However,
and-
Chris will never be at a John Jerome show because he's loud.
Is he loud?
No, he's deaf.
Oh, okay. I know exactly where he is. Okay. See, I know, and it's weird because that sort of took. But I know exactly who you're talking about now. Yes, I know him. I don't know him, but I know who he is.
And this brings us back.
There's
to
one of
John
two deaf
doesn't
guys in
remember
town,
anybody.
yeah.
John doesn't remember her. That Carrie doesn't
John,
remember her.
nobody
You
does-
know him, John. You know her. We've seen it. She comes to the shows all the
I feel
time.
like Carrie
She's
doesn't
your
know
son's
us.
mother.
No, Carrie knows me by now, and if she
She doesn't
doesn't,
know me, but that's fine. But Linda didn't know me either. I'm like, Linda, you were one of the moms on the side of the Gloucester Seahawks that pulled me away as my mother was beating the shit out of my
Lost to
father.
Seahawks. See,
Right?
that's another fist pump for you right there.
See, I know.
Funny thing, I still talk to people who go, dude, Seahawks, dude, you were awesome. I'm like, yeah,
I feel
was
like you
10.
also had the
Good
same
job.
hair since then too.
I had this hair when I was a teenager because I was like all about Kurt Cobain and Ian Fraley and Randy Roberts. But then I got old and I shaved it because I didn't want to deal with it. But then I was like, I want to be a rock star, so I grew it back
I
out.
grew my hair out.
Now every day I go like this. Am I balding? Like, you know what I mean?
No,
That's
no,
everything to
and
me.
it
I
looks
know.
good.
That's I think about it every day. Biolage is why it looks good.
Biolage.
I go to
Matrix
Target and cost
Biolage.
me $60 just for my conditioner and
Target,
shampoo.
why don't you go to any other salon that won't cost you $60? Biolage
Really?
is everywhere.
I can get it cheaper. Well, I get the big bottles,
You can-
$30 a piece.
You
Go to
could-
TJ Maxx or Marshalls.
If
No.
anybody knows where I can get nice cheap Biolage, or if they want to sponsor me, Biolage by John Jerome, holla at me.
Trade just barter
Usually,
CDs, you know?
I mean, well, at Lords and Ladies at the mall, you can get them for 20,
I will totally
20,
shop
20,
at Lords and Ladies.
20
Absolutely.
$25 a piece for the big. They will do a package deal,
So I can get it for $50.
even cheaper probably
Oh, yeah.
at the Liberty Tree Mall.
Well, like, we should go
Across from Old
together.
Navy.
Us girls.
Yes.
We should go up there. We should get
Yes,
some
we'll get you
products.
some good product because
Should definitely do
And
that.
we'll just record it and podcast it. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Us-
we've done live on the road.
have you
We
really?
have.
Yeah,
We've
Providence,
fondue,
Rhode Island.
And then also when I did the Gloucester cleanup while she was in Mexico. Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't make us edit it out, boys.
He's just licking his balls. I have another question for you.
Is that it for the Facebook questions? Because that was awesome.
Yeah.
Okay,
That's
alright.
it. It was the one question. It was the one question. Which was interesting because, you know, like I said, certain engagements that we post, some people question, like, they'll be like, all about it. And then there's other ones, I'm like, come on, this was a good fucking post.
That's a damn good
Why
post.
is nobody messaging me?
I feel the same way.
Yeah, you know? Is there any song that you are jealous of, like, you're like, fuck, I should have wrote that song? Like, any song that's, you know, out there right now where you're like, damn.
Imagine by John Lennon.
Ooh, okay.
I think that's the greatest song of all time. And
But you don't cover it.
No, I don't.
Why?
It doesn't fit me. It's not my.
Okay.
Aesthetic.
But
vocally.
wait.
I'm very conscious about what vocally fits me.
Wait. I'm raising my hand here. Can everyone see that?
No.
Can you see that online?
Can you see that?
Yeah, tell me what.
You fucking cover Britney Spears and you make that your own.
He
I love
changed
Britney
the
Spears.
arrangements on it.
Yeah, and you
So
change
why
it.
that
So
one?
why can you not change your arrangements
I
on
don't know.
Imagine?
You can't. That's an
Because,
untouchable.
I'll
That's
tell you this. I'll tell you
because
this.
you can't?
I
an
sit.
untouchable
A
song.
lot of times I'll sit down and just go through a bunch of songs and see if they work or if there's a way I can make them work. And, you know, I could do Imagine, but I love that song. I don't want to touch that song. Britney Spears, I love that song. And I sat there one day and I found a key that worked for me. I was like, oh, people will love this song.
And
Just
you
like-
made it your own.
Right,
And it
just
was
like,
amazing. It's
like
amazing.
a virgin. I do like a virgin as well,
Yeah,
but you ain't gonna see me singing in the same key as Madonna. You know, I sing it the way I want to sing it, and that's it's good to take a song and make it your own, but not to completely change it. You know, I don't think there's many songs I do that are like the record songs. Diamonds on the Soles of Her Shoes. Nothing like you'll hear it on the record. Any song, for the most part, that I do...
make it your own.
Is different than the record, right?
Right.
Except for some. I mean, there's some songs I do, you know.
Now, can I ask you a question as to why you only did one verse of Wish You Were Here the other night?
I don't know. Is there more verses? I have no
Yes,
idea.
there is.
I have no idea. It was on the paper. That's what it said. I followed the protocol. I followed the paper. I have no idea. I never, ever played that song. I haven't played that song in years. I just thought...
Well, because, it does have a long intro, which
is supposed to have a lead guitar.
But, listen, does not matter to me. The minute you start playing those chords, I fucking lose my mind. I fucking cried into my creme brulee, goddammit. But I was waiting for you to go on, and then you stopped, and you're like, "Hey, I'm John Jerome." I'm like, "What happened?"
Okay, stop. The drinking game is the greatest thing I've ever heard.
Oh my god!
You come see John Jerome.
I didn't know. Why didn't we not know this until now? Until Paul Franklin said something.
Is that who came up with it?
Yes, Paul Franklin said that.
If you come see me and you drink every time I say John Jerome, you'll be loaded. Guaranteed.
I did not. So I know that you do that, but I did not realize or pick up on that till that last time you played at Beauport.
Right.
And then when Paul commented, and I'm going, holy shit. What?
Fucking genius.
This
but
is
you're going to be broke and loaded. I just want to tell you.
It's amazing.
Call Uber because you ain't driving home.
We have Uber?
I find ways to stick it into songs because it rhymes with you're on your own. You're John Jerome.
Yeah.
It's like, John Jerome, West Virginia. You can put it in a million songs. And I say it all the time, just, I'm John Jerome, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, of course, because you're promoting, that's self-promoting.
Drink
and that's
every time you'll be loaded. And if I
Did
know
not know
that, I'm going to say it even more.
So guess what? Guess what your social media manager is about to do for you for Fiesta?
What is she going to do?
She going to get a John Jerome drinking game.
Get that game
on. And she's going to post everywhere.
Get that game on.
It's the John Jerome drinking game for you to guarantee your Fiesta Friday.
So I'm always like, I'm the shy stalker. I mean, groupie.
Outwardly shy, but yes.
Yeah, so there's a song, because I know that you do country, and there's a song that I think is in your wheelhouse, and I've always wanted, and I'm not one of those people to be like, play blah, 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 like on the spot.
So you're not one of those people to get right up in front of me and say...
No, yeah, I'm not ready.
Happens.
Put you on the spot.
No, I do it from the chair.
Yeah, but I
was filming. How'd you mess that up?
I think this is totally in your wheelhouse, and I would totally love to hear you sing Brett Young, in case you didn't know.
Oh, that's a good one.
If you send that to me in a message, I'll look it up for you. I've never heard it in my life.
What? Oh,
yeah,
what?
I don't listen to the radio. Like, I just want to let you know I'm all stuffy today, so that's just why I sound like a freak.
So that's why we're not having bedroom sessions?
Yeah, I would have done a bedroom session if I didn't sound like a freak today.
I can't. You've never. Is this real life? You've never heard the song?
But do you know
Is
what?
this real life? I don't know. Am I dreaming?
We'll get it for him.
It's amazing, and it's so in your wheelhouse, and you do country, so I thought for sure you would know.
I don't listen to much country, so I can probably do it.
Once you hear it, you're gonna be like, I love the song.
We'll see about that. I don't know.
So my thing would be, oh god, because you don't really you're sorry, I'm all flustered now.
Because she peaked.
Fucked up my audio.
You're flustered because she peaked.
Now I'm just gonna have to do the shit.
Yeah, but it came back down. It didn't.
Yeah, it did.
Yeah, okay.
It did.
I mean, that's what happens.
But I know it's not in your. It wouldn't really be in your wheelhouse.
In my
it's
wagon
also
wheelhouse.
I love Wagon Wheel.
I know everybody does.
Now, do you do Old Crow Medicine Show or do you do Solo Hootie? Because there's a difference.
I have no idea. I just do whatever it says on the paper.
All right.
Key of A, wagon wheel, jump in, play an instrument.
Yeah. I feel like Donny Hathaway is like song for you, but it's hard.
I have no idea who these people are.
Why? You don't know who Donny Hathaway is?
Okay, here's the thing.
All right, fine. That's
you
fair.
send me these songs, and I'll try to learn them. Send me whatever you guys want. I'll try to learn them. But the other thing is, I keep forgetting to play Rick Astley when I go out. I want to play that song every time I go out. I want to play Rick Astley. I want to play it repeatedly. We're going to
now that's what O sounds like.
True.
Wait, Together Forever or I'm never gonna give you up?
Never gonna give you up.
Okay.
Did you have another song?
Yeah, Together Forever was his other number one hit.
But he wrote what she did. No, that's what
He wrote that song when he was 17.
Did he really?
Yeah, him. So he and George Michael also, like, George Michael wrote Careless Whisper when he was 16 years old.
Great tune. It reminds me of Deadpool all the time now, though. Yeah.
Have you seen Deadpool 2?
No, I would love to. Have you seen
best.
it?
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
They do
Deadpool
Movie I've ever seen.
The
in my entire
soundtrack-
life. I didn't stop laughing the whole entire
The
time.
soundtrack for this one is so amazing. They play
Yeah.
Air Supply.
It's awesome.
Oh, surprise great.
And- oh my God.
Awesome
Foreigner.
soundtrack.
I need you to learn some Foreigner too.
I don't do any Foreigner. I'll do Hot Blooded. I don't do any of it. Okay, I'm sorry. No.
Why?
Because that's
Okay.
not my vocal range at all.
Okay, sure.
Okay,
Hot
here's my
blooded.
hand.
Yeah, talk to me.
Here's my hand.
I am.
So, your album is so amazing, and you have
Wow.
so many, songs coming up for your second album. Why are you not focusing on your music? Why are you always doing covers?
I would
Not
like
always,
to.
but why? And I know you do incorporate your own songs.
I do, but
But why-
I can tell you why. Because it's really hard to engage an audience over 2 or 3 hours with original songs they've never heard before. So that the whole point of getting an album out finally is for people to come and say, "Can you play that song off the album? Can you play this song?" You know what I mean? That was kind of like, if you follow me on Facebook, John Raymond Jerome. I've been posting videos. I haven't done it in a little while. I've been a little sick, but I want people to know my original songs. Then it's a lot easier to play those songs. People want to hear them.
But if you don't expose them when you are out in public, then never going to hear them. So,
That's true.
So, Marianne, play one of the, if you play one of those, one of your, start incorporating, some of your original in the album.
I do.
I mean, because I feel like I would rather hear your originals
Oh,
than
me too.
covers.
I'd rather play them.
Right.
But before you showed up at the hotel, Marianne was the first song I played.
Oh, okay.
And
So
people,
I was
people
late.
like, yeah, I've never heard this song in my life. Because people in general don't give a shit. They just want to hear things that they can say, oh, I like that song, or oh, I like this,
I think what it was the first time I saw you at Captain Carlos, because she was like, John Jerome's playing at Captain Carlos. I'm like,
I love her.
all right, cool. And we went, and I'm sitting there, and I was talking to her about something, probably complaining about being single, which is a shocker.
That's so weird.
I know, fuck. And then all of a sudden, I'm like, is he playing fucking Britney Spears right now? I was like, holy shit! I'm like, oh my
we do that.
god!
We do some Amy Winehouse. We do a lot of stuff. Yeah.
Which ones do you do from Amy?
We only do one. We do Valerie. Yeah, everybody loves Valerie. Right? Yeah, Valerie's a great song.
And that's also a cover too,
Okay.
from the Zootons from Australia.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
I always found it. Yeah, I mean, like, what is that song about? Is that about a guy? Is that about a girl?
So it's a band. So the Zootons are a male band group.
Right.
And then Amy took it on with Mark Ronson, and Ronson changed a little bit of the arrangement for her, and she sang it.
Yeah, we do it different than that too. Like, we just kind of do it our own way.
Like,
but
see, and I'm one of those. If you can do a good cover, I'm fucking sold. I'm in. If you do a bad cover, I'm like, fuck you.
And we've seen some bad covers.
Oh my god.
there's so many musicians out there. There's so many
Yeah.
good covers. There's so many
Yeah.
bad covers.
Oh, so here's my question.
Stop raising
So
your hands.
both our
I know.
hands are up in case anybody was wondering.
So who books your gigs? And so say, like, 'cause I'm moving to Amesbury, and
Call at your boy. I want gigs.
Okay, so Amesbury has great restaurants. Newburyport has great restaurants, and so if I wanted to kind of sell you, funny, if I was like, oh, you do, you have, musicians here. What do I say? Do I say know you? Do I say call his manager? Like, what do I do? How do I help you get gigs? Because now that I'm going to be in that scene, kind of out
You
of
say
town.
you know me, and you give them my email or my
Facebook.
or my Facebook or a link to my EPK, my electronic press kit, which I just put together. And I've reached out to people I know who do more gigs out of the area.
Okay.
And they said, there's things I could do better, like, all the videos on it, just videos of me, like what I put on Facebook, of me in a room playing my original songs. They want me to play songs in front of people who don't say a word, who clap when I'm done. And I'm like, well, I'm not really in that kind of situation much. So I'm looking to book some house concerts, things where I can have people come to see me do what I do, not just to be at a bar and be drinking and, this guy's playing, he's great, I enjoy this, you know what I mean?
Right.
So that's something I'm working on. I got to get some videos,
Right.
Because I made an electronic press kit and I've sent it everywhere. New York City, everywhere.
Yeah.
And I've had no response.
Bridget, make that happen.
And
I will do.
You have the in now.
I will do my absolute best.
You have the in with the.
I am so pigeonholed into this town.
Yeah.
I'm so entrenched in this town. And I really want to get out of this town.
Which is fair.
And when I want to come back, I want people to say, I haven't seen John in a year. I want to see him, and I want to sell tickets and give away shirts and say, hey, this is me now.
Right.
You've heard the last 2 albums.
You made it to that next level.
That's where I want to be. I don't know if I've made it there. But
I think, no, to be honest, I think you have made it to a certain level where you want to go over the bridge. And you have. And you are doing that, and you want to do that and more, so you want to kind of get away from Gloucester a little bit more. Although you're more than happy to play here, but, do you know Chelsea Berry?
I love Chelsea. Chelsea's a good friend of mine.
So
I remember when Chelsea first came here, I was hosting the open mic at Cameron's, and she came in. And she played First I Was Afraid. I was petrified. She killed it.
Yes.
And she's a tremendous artist.
Yes.
And she's somebody I've been in contact with about how do you
get
the hell out of here.
And she came from Alaska, so she didn't grow up here.
Right, so it was different for her,
it's completely different.
But she understood that you'll get stuck here if you just play
she's
here.
from Alaska in a small, she's from that same mentality.
Exactly.
So she got it, and so, and it was so funny because when Chelsea Berry started here down at Dog Bar, just doing whatever, and then my sister was one of her stalkers / groupies and became one of her very good friends. And then when my sister bought in the middle of New Hampshire, Chelsea went out and did this huge concert for my sister, at her house. Oh my God, it was amazing. But, and now Chelsea's all over the United States.
Yeah, she's everywhere. And
she's everywhere.
That's my goal is to be there.
Yeah, so she would be she's
somebody I've been talking with.
Yeah, an incredible mentor.
It's about us finding the time to, get together
She's
and do
so
that.
down to earth. I love her so much.
Chelsea's a great girl and a great artist, and I have a lot of respect for Chelsea. And that's where I want to be. That's what I'd like to be doing is what Chelsea's doing now. I was in a different position. I had a kid to raise. And I'm still raising him.
Right.
But I'm kind of like, okay, Adam, I gotta go.
Yeah. Where is Adam going next?
I have no idea. He's
going
to work at the camp. He's going to go to North Shore.
He's feeling his way. He's feeling his way through it.
He's doing an internship for photography. I mean, he's the nicest kid in the world. I love that kid with every piece of my body.
Yeah.
But I have to do something. I really feel this sense of urgency to get something. That's why the album's out. Listen to the album.
Right.
Push that album. Hopefully that album.
Oh my God! If you ever did a Chelsea Berry and John Jerome concert, I would die.
It'd be amazing. I know, and I'm going to talk to her about it.
Oh my God! I would die.
Listen, I'm going to ask if I can just drive her van and play the opening song.
Can
I play the opening song when you're playing with Livingston in North Carolina? Can I just do that? You know what I mean?
So,
can I fold your laundry? Like, can I do something for you, Chelsea?
Oh my God! So my sister got married. Was it 7 to 8 years ago? And again, close friends with Chelsea. And the one song that Chelsea does is Hallelujah. That my sister is absolutely obsessed with.
I've been doing Hallelujah for years. I love doing that song.
I have never heard you sing that song.
Next time you come see me, I will sing it.
And
Out Fenway, when I open up for Zach Brown, I did Hallelujah for you.
And that was one of the things I contemplated. I'm like, do I ask Chelsea to come up for her wedding and just come up to sing Hallelujah? But at that time, Chelsea was everywhere, and I'm like, oh my God. But no, I have never heard that. So next time, whenever I see, obviously Fiesta Friday.
My hands up.
Fiesta Friday is not going to be that time.
Mm-hmm. No, God, no.
It is not going to be that
Fiesta
time.
Friday is party time.
But whenever I see you and it's not party time,
it's not going to be July 3rd either. It's not going to be July 3rd.
No, not going to be. It's not going to be party time July 3rd.
July 3rd on the boat?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, that might be. I don't know. We'll see.
No, that is not the time.
No, that is not a vibe for that.
Harbor
That's
Loop,
not the time.
maybe July 12th, I might do it.
Wait, what? You're wait. Okay, Kim.
Well,
What's
we give you
happening?
an opportunity
He
to
dropped
push all my
that,
shit,
and you're
you know
not
what I
going to
mean?
be here, so bye.
No,
You're not going to be here July 12th either. Why
Even
you
though I
moving?
even though I live in Amesbury, I'm gonna still come down for shit, like I told Bridget.
That's what she's promising me.
Hands up, talk to me.
So when you do Hallelujah, do you do Leonard Cohen's version or do you do Jeff Buckley?
God damn, I only ever heard either one of them.
By Berry.
I do the John Jerome version. I have no idea. Honestly, that happens a lot. Believe me. I find a song, I kind of figure it out,
Okay.
and for the most part, even if I've heard it before, it just eventually becomes the way I do, and it's probably just like Leonard Cohen. Maybe it's I don't know. I have no idea.
Jeff Buckley is super depressing. Like it is probably still.
How is that song not depressing? It's
Well, the thing is that Leonard Cohen has kind of a little bit of pep in there, but Jeff Buckley, because of also the surroundings of his death, it kind of brings everyone for like, oh my god. Like, I can't listen to that song in my emotional state right now that I've been in for the last month and a half. I can't listen to half of the songs I would listen to right now because I fucking cry at everything.
I cry too.
I cry.
Don't tell anybody, but I do.
But hey,
I'm a fucking puddle. What do you
that's
want?
fine. That is absolutely fine. That's what we want in our men. Because, be honest, toxic masculinity can go fuck itself.
No, y'all don't want that. Y'all don't want me. Believe me. Ask Carrie. You don't want me. I'm a good time to hang out with, but that's about it. I'm a depressed, miserable bastard.
I mean, I feel like that's what a lot of musicians, that's what they come from. Like, they base their stuff on.
Oh, we're miserable. We really are. Happy musicians don't exist.
But a main question also is that, growing up in the park, being a park kid.
The ghetto of Gloucester, as I like to call it. Yes.
Exactly. Because let's be real, it's only gotten worse. Do you feel that you have to prove yourself by doing this hustle just so that you can say that you were not that park kid that got out and didn't get out alive?
No, I don't feel that way. I feel that I have to prove myself every day because I feel like I'm nothing and I'm just a ghetto child. You know what I mean? Because you went to school and everybody you talk to was like, oh yeah, I live on Wheeler Street and I live here. I was like, I live in the park. You know what I mean? It was terrible.
Yeah.
To me it was. To me it was like, oh my god. Even though I should have never ever felt that way about it, but to me it was wow.
Let's face it. All of our friends their parents had stigmas about us coming and hanging out at their house.
Without a doubt.
Yeah, but
that's why all my friends were from the park.
I feel like though there's only a handful of us that got out, quote unquote, alive. In the fact that we were able to get out and do something,
literally and metaphorically. I mean, a lot of the people I grew up with are dead.
Yeah,
and, it's an impoverished lifestyle. This is what I've come to learn. It's an impoverished lifestyle that you literally just kind of grow up into it, and that's how you think about things. And you think, well, all I need to do is get myself an apartment in the park. It's just, I don't want to be that person. And I don't want to go into it forever about that. Because I love everybody who I grew up with. I love where I'm from. Makes me who I am. But, I don't want to be
I was just
that.
asking about in regards to your drive and your hustle. Because, let's face it, in the 5 years I've been back and I've seen you perform, you hustle.
Yeah, I didn't have it 10 years ago, though. I always liked to perform. I always liked to be the center of attention, but the drive is coming now. The drive to push everything and be somebody.
So Kate Spade, to be honest with you, she actually didn't start her business until she was in her late 30s and late 40s. Or early 40s.
Oh, I feel so much better now.
Yeah. So,
But I don't want to end up like that.
But there's a lot of people, but there's a lot of people that, they're set to do one thing in life and then they're like, no, fuck this. And then they start becoming more driven to do what they want to do and be happy about it.
Well, I've had to work and have a real job and support my son and a family and all that stuff. That's stuff I've had to do. And I'm still there. I'm still doing it. I have a great job and I make good money and I've learned a good trade. I want to do it. I want to be a musician.
Right.
And I want to, when I die, could be tomorrow, I want to know that I tried and failed or succeeded. That's all I want in my life. At this point now, I understand that. That's what I want. I want to know that I tried and I put in the best I could, because I've been doing music for years.
Right.
I'm kind of playing music and playing around. Do a lot of private parties. I have a
become
ton
a
of
thing.
word of mouth.
Yeah.
That's what I
Right.
do.
So you traveled for the first time on an airplane 2 months ago.
Yep.
Now, do you have a drive? Like, do you have a taste for travel? Like, you're like, I'm ready to go everywhere.
I want to be here. Yeah, I would love to go everywhere. I want to go everywhere and play my music, though. I don't want to just go travel everywhere. I want to go travel,
And play.
and I want, because I love being from here and being here for so long. I love being in a situation where I don't know anybody, and they just know me from what I give them from there. You know what I mean? That's how you become
Can
a
I
legend.
bring you to like outside the stadium where the Eagles and James Taylor are playing, and you can just like play
Yes.
outside
Be out there in the
stadium?
corner?
Yes.
Like,
Right
out
on the corner, you know, and just
Absolutely.
do that.
And yes,
And
absolutely.
then what if they
Doing
did
some
that?
subway shows in New York City? Why
Well,
not?
because I'm really
Seriously.
insecure, and you don't really know that by knowing me. But like when I went out to California, and I realized, wait a minute, these guys playing on the street, they're not that great. They're not
course,
like you expect
right.
them to be amazing, but they're just
No.
guys playing on
Right.
the street. I can do that. I can do that like they do that. You know what I mean? So now I'm doing the you know what I mean thing, and I got to stop doing that because I listened to the last podcast. I was you know what I mean a million times.
We do the same thing. We hear certain things that we say, like, I mean, you
Oh,
know what I mean.
and then
Drives you
there was
nuts.
one time I was
So,
like, like
you were
1,000
frazzled.
times.
That's beside the point. But here we go. So with San Diego, you know,
San Diego.
sure, whale's vagina.
And she lived there. She's like, yeah.
I lived there for 2.5 years.
Oh, it gets old real quick.
Yeah,
I know.
yeah.
And when I got out there, I'm like, wait a minute, they actually do have Ron Burgundy stand-ups and stuff. Like they embrace that. This is
Yeah,
ridiculous.
the whale's vagina. Absolutely.
I don't see any perfect storm shit around here. You know what I mean?
No, that's long past. They're now onto the pregnancy pact.
Oh god, that was 10 years ago.
Yeah. With San Diego, though, I feel like actually there's about 25 people we went to high school with that live there now.
Oh
And
yeah.
it's interesting because it's so big, though. I never saw a single fucking person,
Right.
which was great. I knew that they were there. I knew that they were around. We'd be at the same bar. Well, we weren't at the same bars. Let's just say that. I had a little bit of VIP status. It was various
Oh, it's all what you
people.
know.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Just like here. So who you know,
Yeah,
it's
who you
not
blow.
what you know, it's who you
Yeah.
That's
know.
who you blow. I got you. Yeah.
but it, you know, with street musicians too, like I walk by and if you could hook me with a good cover, I'm fucking staying there for like good 25 minutes.
I had a good time. I played on the beach, PB, Pacific Beach. I went
Oh,
down
did?
Easter Sunday. I'm like, Carrie, I'm going to the beach for a while. And I just went down. And
Cool.
So
I was
where-
nervous, but I just sat on the beach and I played. And
Awesome.
a bunch of people tipped me, and they had a blast.
Aw.
People
Did you sit up
surrounded
on the
me.
boardwalk and stuff like that?
I was
like
right on the boardwalk. Yeah, I
the
sat
wall?
right next to this guy who was selling towels and sheets or whatever.
Aw.
Yeah.
But
And you could do that there without having to have a license?
you know, I got a little worried about that because people ask me things like that. Do you have a license? And I'm like, no. And you know, and there's a lot of Mexican
That's what
people
makes me
there.
straight.
But no, right, there's a lot of Mexican people there, and there's a lot of there's people from everywhere in San Diego, but a lot of them are from around here.
Yeah.
A lot of when I played Good Bar,
A lot
a
of
ton of people from
lot of
Cape
transplants.
Cod and New England and all that.
Yeah.
So
A lot of transplants.
not a lot of people said, "Oh, I was born and raised in San Diego." Barely anybody.
No,
Northern
never.
California,
Right.
everywhere else, but there.
Exactly.
Right.
I love that.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
That's what I'm talking about. Not
Yeah.
here, where every one of us people like cockroaches. We've been bred and we've been in the same place for
Right.
hundreds of years.
So where's the next place that you want to go and play? Like just like what you did in
Key
California.
West is my next spot that I want to go and play. Yes, Key West.
That's it. We're going together.
Let me know. Let me know.
Okay, so Darcy Shimataro, she
I haven't
lives.
seen Darcy in years.
Dude, she's
Tell her I said
down.
hi. John Jerome
Yeah.
says hi, Darcy.
She's down in Southern Florida, and that's when I go because she's. We fly into Fort Lauderdale. Okay, that's what we're gonna do. That's what's happening.
That's what we're gonna do.
That's
I'm
what-
feeling it. I
that's
like
what-
it. Keep it
Carrie, are
going.
you listening?
Yeah,
Keep it going.
this is happening. And then from there, it's only a 3-hour drive.
Right.
Okay, so an hour drive from there, you hit the Keys. So then we stop at Amarada. That's when we get the frozen rum runners.
Nice.
Okay. All right. Then we continue on, and then we go. Go through Marathon, and then we hit Key West. Okay. And Key West reminds me so much of Gloucester because it's the island. Okay. When you get down there, it is the island. Everyone that's lived there has been there for all their lives. This is not tourist.
Really?
In Key West, it's everyone that's been there forever. and everyone that works at the bars, they're all locals. So everywhere you go, you're talking to a local.
Right.
So, and it's just amazing. So, it's one of my favorite places. Key West, hands down. Peter's never been, and I really want to go down. But you fly into Fort Lauderdale, and you go. Don't fly into Key West. I mean, that's really expensive, but we'll fly down, and then we're gonna do this, and then we just drive down and then do it. We'll take you through the whole tour, and then actually, last time I stayed on Duval Street, so they call it the Duval Crawl. And all you're doing, because there's bars everywhere, and everyone has happy hour all the time. And you just go ahead and you zigzag and you do it all, and you go all the way down.
There's a lot of musicians.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Yeah. See, I would love to have a few gigs booked when I go down. Yeah. That's what I want. I want to make connections down there.
Yeah.
So I can go down there again.
You could go down there and then get the gigs while you're down there. Hit up a bar. I mean, they're just so cool like that.
Right.
You know what I mean?
I do.
It's not a place. I mean, obviously you're gonna hit them up before you get there, and they'll book you. But you could be down there and be booked.
So we're doing it.
Yeah.
It's on.
Totally. Let's
it's
go,
on.
dude.
Okay, now you get down.
Oh my God, it's one of my favorite places ever. I love Key West.
I like it. We're down. We're doing it.
I think it's back up and running because they were hit during the last one of the hurricanes. Bad. So I think they're up and running now. I just double check with Darcy because she was like, "Yeah, we're evacuating," because she was one of the
You're
she
so
evacuated.
Gonna see Darcy. I haven't seen Darcy since I was a
my
kid.
God. I know.
That's
So
great.
she's so it's oh my God, yeah. No, but we gotta go.
Yeah, we gotta go for sure.
If that's on your thing, then that's what's happening.
People, let's go.
On your list.
You're
If that's
coming.
on your list.
Bridget, you're coming.
Sounds great. Are there single men there?
I don't think so. I think they're all married.
There might be.
Florida is heaven's waiting room. I mean,
Yes, it is.
So anyway, I want to pump the fact that I will be at Minglewood Fiesta Friday.
Right, which is June 29th. Yep.
Yep. I will be at Captain Carlos this Saturday.
Yep. June 16th.
I'll be at Old Newberry.
From 6 to 9.
From 6 to 9.
Okay.
I'll be at Old Newberry.
It's Friday.
Which
June
is a
15th.
country club?
It is a country club.
June
but it's a public...
It's a public country club.
Public
right.
country
And
club.
it's beautiful. From 7 to 10.
Okay.
Hold on. We're not done. We're going to bump this.
We are. And
hell out of this.
I've been asking you forever and ever and ever and ever.
Well, I'm going to post this on Facebook too, and I'm going to post it for you.
Okay.
Okay. Are you ready?
Yep.
Wednesday, June 20th, I will be at Design of Mind Ladies Night for 2 hours.
The what?
It's in downtown Gloucester.
Oh,
It's a place called the Design of Mind.
Oh, Design of Mine. Okay.
You've heard of it,
is
right?
Is that a new place?
Yep. I'll just be doing a little, kind of. She's having a little open house. I'll be
Cute.
kind of doing
All
a
right,
little play.
awesome.
I have a lot of private shows too. But Saturday, July 21st, I'll be at the studio.
You're at the studio?
Yeah, from 7
What
to
is
9.
happening in life right now? Are you
Shit is
serious?
blowing up.
Stop right now.
That is Saturday, July 21st. I'll be at the studio from 7 to 9. Yep.
Outside?
I have no idea.
Obviously.
The studio.
Oh, we're gonna have to. Now that I'm moving to Amesbury, now you do all your shit.
Yeah.
See, now you fucked
I
up
will
by
never
now.
play in Amesbury, but I will be in Gloucester for the rest of my life.
That is not true. You need to manifest better.
Yeah, manifest destiny.
Trust
Get the
me.
hell out of here.
I'm already gonna become regular. That's it. I'm doing it.
Saturday, July 28th, I'll be doing the early show at the Rum Line from 6 to 8, which I love, one of my favorites.
Oh, I'm.
Thursday, August 16th, I'll be at the Mile Marker for an acoustic gig because they won't give me any more gigs. I don't know why. You know what I mean? Holla at your boy, dude.
Wait, what day? What?
August 16th.
August 18th.
Okay.
16th, I'm sorry. 16th, I'm
16th.
sorry. I apologize.
Okay.
You got that?
Yep.
Saturday, August 18th, I'll be at Opus with the full
Oh, in
band.
Salem.
Kicking some bulls. You know?
Wow. Okay.
That'll be 9 to probably 5 o'clock in the morning.
On that note,
I feel like we should just have him drunk like Britney right now.
Oh, baby.
Please do this, please.
My favorite song by Britney is Toxic, actually. I think Toxic is the greatest song ever written.
Do you think you could make an arrangement to slow it down and be like a little more? Like,
I could arrange anything for
seductive?
you, Bridget. You know what I mean? Anything you want. I am toxic, though. Believe me.
I can smell it.
Is that potent? Jesus.
No. It's all good. It's all
When
good.
I go home, Kara's like, "Oh my god, you smell like booze." I'm
She's
like,
gonna be like,
"Yeah,
She's gonna be like, you know what? Those two bitches? No.
No.
Never again.
no,
Stay
that
away.
podcast is not
Stay
going
away.
out."
She's gonna listen to this tomorrow and be like, oh, you're so fucked, John.
Stay away!
I'm sorry I keep whacking the table. I apologize. That's what I do. I'm a whacker. Okay, I'm not
All
gonna
right.
touch that.
So
That's what I do. I'm a
do you want
whacker.
to know? Do you want to know how long this is?
Yes, I do.
Oh, it's gotta be a couple hours, right?
It's an hour and 49 minutes.
Oh, that's not bad at all.
But
So-
you got some editing to do.
Yeah, that's like maybe 5 minutes worth of editing.
I think just leave the dogs in. I think the dogs did a good job.
All right, so we're gonna call this because we've now officially on record. It has been
the
the
long.
longest podcast we've ever done,
Precious.
and Bridget is going to do her due diligence,
Be rich.
and she is going to edit out exactly what needs to be edited. And what the awesome part is, what I just said, is you're not even going to know what was edited because it's going to be so seamless.
Right.
Not bad.
Exactly.
So, message to the world, get John Jerome out there, holler at your girls, holler at John.
Check my album, Spotify, iTunes, Pandora. Look up John Jerome,
Amazon
J-O-H-N,
Music.
Jerome, Amazon Music, Google Play, every single platform. Listen to it. Let me know if it sucks.
It
Write a
doesn't.
review. It
Write
doesn't
and
suck. I
record
love you, girls.
and review. Rate and
Write a
review.
review, like it, put it on Spotify, and let it play all night while you sleep. Holla at your boy.
That's what's happening. That's what's happening. All right, this is Good Morning Glossary. Alicia Unleashed. This is episode 80. John Jerome behind the music. Out.
Peace.
Peace.